All right, let's take a shot at this. Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. I hope you guys are relaxing with your family. I am more or less wrapped up for the day now, so figured I'd send out the second to the last football thing. As expected, Ridgeback uh, was very dominant. He really did sort of come through in a big way versus good old boys. He's been on a tear for a while, and it really has to do just with decent balance. The only place where he shows any weakness is in, well, he showed some weakness was in tight end, but that was really just the one week. So the week before the tight end did great. So it's just that consistent kind of balance that seems to be coming through for him, and that's what propelled him to the final game, which he'll be facing against Team Brodigan. He had a decisive victory of 285 to 223 versus Lance, who obviously had a pretty decent team on his own. Part of the letdown there was Gino. I don't know when my issue with Gino started, but for some reason I have now been probably the hater of Gino, and he was replaced in the second game, but only gave 4 points in the first game, and the 17 by Drake May. So just a lack at quarterback is one of the things that gave Don the advantage in that game, and that will be the championship. And like I said, he'll be going against Team Brodigan, who was in a much closer match versus Tortuga, so plus 16. Um, Heidi was ahead after first week. If you guys watched that, I thought briefly of creating a halftime sort of special and thought better of it. But she was ahead, and then the second week, Tommy came through, especially in the later games. The San Francisco Dolphins game, which I think was a late game, gave him a cane 31 points, which was his number one score for the second week. And again, he had quarterback problems. Tommy did with Brock Purdy, who's been off and on. So he will definitely have to be on to compete with the likes of Don. Heidi, on her front, she was pretty solid all the way through. Justice Hall, I guess, was an underperformer, but really, Justice Hill, not Hall, but really, for the most part, did pretty well. The head-to-head next week has Lance as a 6 point favorite for third place, and Don as a 5 point favorite for first place. So we'll see how that goes. And no real sort of standout. One thing that's interesting looking through this, there's on both of the victories for both teams, there wasn't somebody who sort of really kind of uh, blew the lid off of, where they scored like I had a player who scored 60 points uh, over the 2 weeks. So did Hitchcock, and neither of the actually, and none of the four teams that were in the finals did. So really, the secret seems to be balance. All four teams were fairly balanced, but we'll see what happens in the final week. Anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you had fun. I have had a few complaints about the dual week season. Oh, yeah, I should have began with this. So, if you do have a team that matters, that would be the four remaining teams. Just realize that if starters sit or things like that, that is a risk to everybody. So, benefit of watching this video will be to sort of think of that. So, I would probably prioritize players that on teams that are trying to get seeding or something like that, not completely out and also not completely in. And that's a little tricky because obviously a team could be completely in this coming week. I'm sorry, completely out this coming week and completely in the following week, or vice versa. So anyway, good luck to everybody. Merry Christmas. And going into next year, just let me know how we want to change the rules if we remember any of this. I think we had the same problems last year with the weird two game sort of thing, so we'll try to remember heading in, but it'll have to be somebody with a better memory than me. So, anyway, once again, Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you guys soon.